praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutation and much love to the Akim out there, preaching out his word in truth and sincerity. Brothers from Great Millstone Tampa, back with another lesson. Lord's will is going to be edifying to the hopeful elect. And we're going to go through the spirit. Lord's will is edifying to the hopeful elect. But, we're pretty much, like always, we're going to hit on prophecy. And we'll start here in the question I asked ChatGPT. Brothers get the scriptures as they come to mind. So I asked it, can America fight against Russia, China, Iran, and all the other adversaries if America loses the NATO allies, which we see, pursuant to Revelation 17? Well, now that was the prophecy, but now it's reality, with Greenland whole situation. I was watching a video earlier today. She looked like a Northern Kingdom woman. She's like one of the politicians out there in Greenland. She was like, yeah, we seen what America did to the natives in America and how they stole the land and how they did this and did that to this day. So she like, we don't want that here. So, hey, the world sees the atrocities of Esau here in America, to the point where they calling it out and they don't want that, But here it says, this is what Chet said back. It says, here's a realistic and strategic assessment of the question. Repeats the question. Key context: NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Just in case you don't know what NATO is, which we know it to be part of the beast. Mm-hmm. It says is a formal mutual defense alliance of 32 countries now, created in 1949 to deter aggression from the Soviet Union, which is modern day Russia. And of course, which Ezekiel 38, right? The U.S. is the largest military power in NATO, right? Which is the first Trump presidency, he was getting on their ass, on NATO to put more into the military of their GDP. Mm-hmm. It says, and the allied cooperation boosts deterrence and collective security across Europe and beyond. The question isn't just about military power. Yeah, because obviously America is the hammer of the earth, right? Somebody get that real quick. The hammer of the earth. And then finish this little point. And guys, it says the question isn't just about military power, but also about diplomacy, logistics, intelligence, economics, and global influence, all of which are deeply interlinked with alliances like NATO. So this is leading America down to the end. Because it's not just about military power. You need more than the military might. As we're gonna, as we read through this chat, it comes to the conclusion. It's more than, it's the hammer of the earth, but it's more than that. You can't rule the earth, the whole earth. That time has gone and come. It came and gone. It came and gone. That time's over with now. It's more. You need more than military might now, and that's why these nations are coming together.
Like in a fight, you need more than just muscle.
Right.
Hey,
and just more than just brute strength.
Deontay Wilder proves that.
And to back up, you beloved priest too. Like this year marks the 250th year.
Yep. In July. Yep.
For the kingdoms. So just to back you brothers up, like it's not looking too good for Babylon the Great. Hence, we going into Jeremiah 51st chapter. But you right.
Somebody get it? The hammer of the earth.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 50, verse 22. The point is in 23. It says the sound of battle is in the land.
Mm-hmm. And then that's all Trump talking about. He ran on being the president of peace. He said he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, which that bitch gave it to him, But nonetheless, he ain't done nothing but do acts of war since he's been in office. In the last year, that's one of the questions I asked him, chat. In the last year, he's bombed over 9 countries, and he's still pushing. Kidnap presidents, so bomb niggas on fishing boats, brought war upon you American citizens, but he's supposed to be the president of peace. And that's out of his own mouth. He said that. And the MAGA troops, yeah. The niggas with red heads, they were cheering it on. He's gonna fix America. He's gonna make America great. But now he's talking about making Venezuela great again, making Iran great again, making Greenland Which Greenland, they don't need to be made great again. They motherfuckers living good out there. Shit, if you know, they got free, free healthcare, free college, free education system. And if you want to go to secondary schools, they actually pay you to go to school to learn. So I don't know if you motherfuckers there earn debt neck deep in student loans, and now they're gonna start garnishing your wages. And that's going back to what the chick was saying from Greenland. She was like, we don't want what you Americans are dealing with. You know, she's an Israelite for sure. She lived just like in Northern Kingdom. She was like, we don't want what you Americans are dealing with. We're not giving up our sovereignty. You know? So this place is finished, man. Nobody wants to deal with America no more, man. Even your own allies.
Take bomb for her, we would have healed her. And this place is, bro, you're a disease.
And Trump is showing you that he's not trying to heal America. He said he ran on the second presidency. He ran on making America, or what did he say? The first one was make America great, and then the second one was I can't remember what it was. Build Back Better. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That's a bullshit. That's what that was. But everything he's doing is contrary to America first. Because that's another key point. America first. And now all the niggas that voted for him, all the patriots, the diehard Trump fans, they're like, what the fuck? That's not what I voted for.
Right.
So if Esau's starting to find this shit out, and they, you know, hey, bro, it's getting bad out here, bro.
E on E.
Yeah.
It's E. So, bro, nigga, sit your ass down. It's a clip. Or was it?
Remember, it's Isaiah 19 say Egyptians against Egyptians. We ain't Egyptians. We're just captive in Egypt.
That's right.
So the Esau about to fight amongst himself, and of course you're gonna have Israelites amongst that. But Esau about to fight amongst himself. He the Egyptian. We not Egyptian.
Right.
We're the Israelites. He about to fight amongst himself, as we see playing out. Go ahead, though.
I got a precept to back you up real quick. This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Yeah, the democracy. But wait a minute. Trump talking about suspending the elections for the midterms. So where's the democracy there? That's the wine they had pushed out upon all the other nations. Oh, well, we got to come and bomb this nation so they can have an actual voting process like they're trying to do in Venezuela, what they want to do in Iran. But your own president just said that fuck the midterm election. We shouldn't even have it because it's stolen anyway, right? It's rigged anyway. But you're going to go and police the world on how they should have their elections? Oh, because there's a dictator, right, in their country, we need to go bomb them niggas. But there's a dictator in this country doing worse things. Shit.
Yeah.
Policing you people, if the average American by violence, through force. Now it's coming out that you're gonna have to identify yourself, no matter who you are. If a masked up nigga comes up to you with a bulletproof vest that you can buy on Amazon and put some patches of letters on there that say police, you gotta identify yourself and he can just kidnap you. That's the America we live in.
That's dangerous, bro.
Yeah. If anybody can do that, but shit, I seen one dude, he was trying to do that shit and they chased this nigga out of town. And that's what it's leading to. People are about to stand up. Yeah. And I seen one. It was a Jake security guard at a McDonald's of all places. He just a security guard. It must be in the hood because McDonald's don't really have security guards in most places. But ICE came up in there talking about, oh, we see somebody run up in here, running from us. And he said, nah, this is private. Jake stood up against them niggas and he said, yeah, coming back here. And they didn't do shit. Because, bro, these guys are a bunch of pussies, bro. They took that job because they're losers or they want to prove something. But if people start stepping up to them, bro, it's going to be a battle. Yeah. And there was just one. It was him, Jay by himself against three of them. Again, you can't really tell who they are because they're masked up. Yeah. So what if we pulled up into a fucking bank masked up or a McDonald's masked up telling people what to do?
R59 on your chest.
Yeah.
This is R59. That's your title.
Yeah. Where's your badge? I don't gotta show you my badge. That's illegal. We can go there. Yeah. What's illegal and what's legal now? Mm-hmm. You know?
The Constitution is out the window right now.
That's a militia. Yeah. That's a militia group. You
Well, they're the Gestapo. We went into it months ago. This is the Gestapo. This is what Hitler did.
And it's happening on American soils, so it's getting ready to increase.
So you see, this double DJ Trump is going by a old playbook. They studied the history,
He might be related to that nigga.
Yeah.
how to destabilize the country, how to. It's a playbook. He going just how it was done in the past, bro.
Yeah.
No new thing underneath the sun.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
History. What to say? History repeats itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And that was 80 years ago when the Nazis did what they did, allegedly, because that's what they tell you. What you learn in school is all bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
But now they're actually doing what they said the Nazis did. You know, the true Nazis, which, yeah, not to go into that because it does go off a different tangent.
Hey, just to back you up real quick, priest. Just to back you up, bro. That's why the elders say, like, bro, this Nero 47. You know what I'm saying? Like the same thing that happened. All right, him blaming the burning down of Rome. He's getting ready to blame it on the Israelites, man. It's the
Well, he's
same-
already, that's why ICE is out there. He's already blamed you Israelites. You're the problem. You're the reason the economy is fucked. You're the reason why migration is exploding.
Yes.
Even though it's all kind of nations, you're the reason America is through. You Israelites, you're the reason. You know. So it's not a psyop. It's not psychological anymore. Shit. But it's a what's it called? Cause reaction solution. You know.
Hold on, okay.
Yeah, you guys, you causing this, so we need to settle it, you know, through violence, just like Nero did back then, you know. But that's why it's a symbolic burning of Rome, you know. The Israelites are symbolically burning down Rome, casting down the stronghold. So Nero wanted to get rid of all of them because originally Nero wanted to get back in ancient Roman Empire. He wanted to kill the Christians. But they were slaying all the Israelites. They didn't give a fuck if you believed in Yahweh or not. They were taking them all out, and that's what they're doing. They've already begun. You know.
Like the priest said, Jacob's trouble already started.
Well, that's what the apostle added that the caveat to the end of the title of the 2026. Man, the time of Jacob's trouble. We're in it, and it's like quicksand. You're gonna get deeper. You're gonna get deeper and deeper into it, and the more you fight it, the faster you go down. Go ahead, they'll finish that out.
Back in Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Yeah, going back to the American military might. Go ahead.
How is Babylon becoming desolation among the nations?
Yeah, it's get that in the NLT. See what it says for desolation, because ultimately it will become a desolation. But right now it's a desolation among the nations because these nations ain't fucking with America, even its own allies. Your people that are, because there's only two neighbors of America. You got Mexico and Canada that are direct neighbors, and they don't want to fuck with you people, man. And remember that movie 2012? I think it was 2012. Oh, The Day After Tomorrow. That's what it was. Where the frost came and the people just started having to move down south, and then Mexico closed their borders. So y'all been talking about, oh, Mexicans can't come here. Very soon they're gonna close the borders to you Americans. You're gonna be stuck here in the concert, because America's gonna be one big concentration camp. Zion National Park. Go ahead, dude.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 23 in the NLT. Babylon, the mightiest hammer in all the earth, lies broken and shattered. Babylon is desolate among the nations. You want the word desolation?
Yeah, see what it says. Because real quick before you get there, because this is a mighty hammer, and this is the next point that Check brought up. It said, point 1, U.S. military strength strong but limited without allies. And then we'll keep reading after you read that. Because remember, going back to Revelation 17, it was the beast. No. Before that, it was given unto her for an hour. They were supposed to be prop it up. Well, somebody get that real quick before you read. We'll get that word desolation first. Yeah.
The word desolation goes back to Shama in the Hebrew, and it says waste honor. Waste,
honor?
yeah, it says waste honor. It says in waste of land, city, etc.
Yeah, so their honors
Yeah.
been wasted,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
They're not respected.
There's no honor among thieves.
Yeah, that's heavy, because that's exactly the position that they're
They
placed
in
in
right
now.
now.
That now, as it says also in Isaiah, the 49th, the 47th chapter, to sit now in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, for there is no throne. Their dominion and their authority, their hegemony has been stripped from them. And like brothers is going into, the hammer has been broken because what? It's more than just being a hammer. And this is why they're scrambling to get a good grip on different economical positions globally, because they understand that, listen, these people could starve us out. All right? This is that's the whole thing about the whole Venezuela situation. That what they was funding America's enemies, right? And pretty much how America's looking at it is you're conspiring to de-dollarize our currency. You're aiding.
They weren't funding it, they were just supplying resources
Right,
because they needed funding
right.
because of America's sanctions and tariffs and yeah, which Trump wasn't the one to do it. This has been going on for, way before Trump was even running for presidency. But because you got to go to the history of it, but they've been doing this strategically over years, because under Hugo Chavez, that's when that shit came to an end, and that's why Trump said that they stole the oil from us.
The contract ended.
Yeah, well, no, they kicked him out of the country. That's what it was. They kicked him out. Because they saw that you motherfuckers ain't benefiting, because it was all American businesses.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that the contract ended, and they basically didn't renew it. So it's like, man, y'all niggas get out of here now. We're not renewing any of that. Kick them out.
And through the sanctions, nobody could come and rebuild. But since China and Russia had been pouring millions and billions in there to rebuild it, But even further, the economics, because remember, the oil's been sanctioned for a long time now, but they still been sending it. How the fuck do you think they've been doing that outside of the U.S. dollar?
And the minerals.
Yep.
They utilize.
But you got it, bro?
Yeah.
Real quick.
Just the book of Revelation.
Or you have more on that word?
Oh, no, that's
Okay.
the comment.
Get that point, because it says U.S. military strength strong but limited without allies. So the beast has, because remember, the whore that's riding upon the beast, that means the beast is propping up the whore. She's riding on it. If not, she would be down low. She's pulling the reins, so to say, leading the beast where to go. But that was only for a point in time. Go ahead.
So this is the book of Revelation 17 and verse 17. It says, "For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill His will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast."
There you go, to agree. For a long time, they just had they were the NATO, the EU. They just had to be yes men and agree and give their power. Because remember when going back to Bush Jr., that nigga invaded Iraq, Afghanistan without the approval of NATO and the EU and without the approval of UN. America don't give a fuck about you people. They're the whore that rides upon the beast. So when you gonna listen to the horse? Well, that's their mindset. They're not listening to the horse, because the horse will tell you not to go a certain way. It'll stop, but if you whip it, then it's gonna go. You whip the horse, the horse might stop, but if you whip it, the fucking horse will keep going. So that time has come to an end, and here's the prophecy to expound on it, because it's literally happening as we speak.
That's right, bro.
Go ahead.
So finishing off, it reads, it says, "And give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled."
And they've been fulfilled, because now they're pulling away from it. So now's the time for them to hate it. Clearly, we're at that point. So let me read on just a little more. It says, the U.S. has the largest defense budget in the world. advanced technology, nuclear weapons, aircraft carriers, and global strike capability on its own, it remains a formidable military power, because it's still the hammer of the earth. There's a reason motherfuckers ain't just pulling up to America and doing nothing about it yet. It says, however, independent U.S. military action against multiple major adversaries, Russia and China and Iran at the same time, which that's what it's looking like is about to happen very soon, would stretch resources extremely thin. What happened to the ancient Roman Empire? They were stretched out too thin. It says, simultaneous large-scale conflicts against multiple peer competitors is a very high-risk scenario, even with allies. And in this scenario, they don't have any allies. It says NATO, which is part of the beast, allies provide critical intelligence sharing. That's a key thing. That's why they want Greenland so bad, right? One of the reasons. NATO allies provide critical intelligence sharing, logistics bases, which America does have a base there in Greenland, infrastructure, and integrated command systems that extend U.S. reach globally. Without those, U.S. operations become slower, costlier, less resilient. Bottom line, the U.S. could still fight, but its strategic flexibility and sustainability in multiple theaters, theaters would be significantly reduced without allies. And that was the end of point number one. Brothers got precepts before we go move on?
I wanted to back you up earlier on something you had stated on the Great Division. Daniel 2 in NLT, Daniel 2 in verse 43. This mixture of iron and clay also shows that these kingdoms will try to strengthen themselves by forming alliances with each other through intermarriage, but they will not.
Yeah, these treaties, the treaties and the you know the accords they have made over since World War II.
Yeah,
That has come to an end. Really, if you don't know, you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Exactly.
But them treat all that shit. The Allies is literally coming to an end. Why is France, Germany, and others sending troops?
yeah.
You know, it's not much troops, but it's not only footmen. They're sending boats.
Yeah.
You know, warships. They're like, nah, man, we can't. They're drawing the line in the sand, like, what's his name?
That Roman general.
Damn, I forgot his name.
It started P like
Gaius Populus.
Kinda,
Gaius
yeah.
Populus.
Yeah,
Flaminius,
Gaius
something like that.
And now they're drawing the line. And what he do after that? He came and fucked up the Israelites.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what Trump's doing. He's gonna crack down even more.
kick the cat.
Yeah.
It's because it's prophecy. That's all we're trying to tell you people. What the elder priest Ash is going into, what this whole class really is summing up is prophecy. We're literally telling you about division amongst Edomites. This has nothing to do with you, Jakes. So you going out there protesting, you a fool. This has nothing to do with you, man.
Yeah, just keep your ass in your house.
Stay
And don't
in your
open the
house.
door. I think it was Elder
Spanish.
Gabar,
Yeah.
Barack Gabar from LA. He said, don't open your doors.
Yeah.
Brothers need to get cameras in front of your doors and don't open it. If motherfuckers knocking on it, you look at it, who's there. Don't open the fucking door. That gives them the green light to come through.
Mm-hmm. Baba Shaka,
Don't be
finish
simple, man. Be prudent. Go ahead.
Finish this off for you, bro. I'll bring it back from the top for you, bro. Daniel 2 and verse 43 in the NLT. This mixture of iron and clay also shows
Which
that,
is the beast system.
yeah,
EU, NATO, which is America's part of.
Yep.
Still, for now, you know, they're still together for now. But you see how and this has been happening, bro. It's been, remember the Brexit, you know, and all the shit that's been happening over the decade, bro. This shit's been in the works,
Been falling apart.
and now it's crumbling.
fruition.
You know, the iron is just smashing the clay at this
Yeah.
point.
It won't mix.
Yeah, the vision is becoming more vivid. That's what we're trying to tell you, bro. Like it's speaking. You know what I'm saying? It's speaking now. What we're here to interpret the destruction of this empire. What's that? Mark 13. All we're doing is telling you what Yahweh Shai said. A kingdom that is divided against itself cannot stand. Daniel's 2:43 in the NLT. You got it, right, priest? This mixture of iron and clay also shows that these kingdoms will try to strengthen themselves by forming alliances with each other.
So the beast is coming together in a big way. Now they coming together. Because that's what Trump kept pushing them towards. Well, now it's happening. But they coming up against you. So that, because America, they find themselves to be alone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And again, we're gonna get to it because I asked ChatGPT.
What that is you reading?
Daniels.
2:43 in the NLT.
All right, let me read this real quick, Barbershop.
Con.
Iron and clay don't mix because they have fundamentally different properties. Iron is strong and malleable, while clay, especially fired or baked clay, is brittle and hard, meaning they can physically combine but won't bond chemically or structurally.
And that's that. And that's why the scriptures speak about the hammer of the earth. You know, how has it come to cease? Because these nations are become strong. What's that? No, it says the wheat say I'm strong, because everybody is coming to under the gear force of Magog, man, of God. You know what I'm saying? So now, and even you got Celeste and Eliasoma did like last year. I'm sorry, not last year. Last week, going into you got certain NATO, okay, pretty much doing backdoor deals or trying to ease their way into making deals with Russia.
Yeah, because they don't. That's the thing, that's a beautiful illustration that the priest is going into. They don't blend together ultimately, like their motives, all right, their nature, it can't mix.
Yeah, one's metal and one's dirt.
Right, and you see that
it's a mix.
You see that being displayed with America's whole narrative, you know, as that hammer that they trying to use brute strength and that miry clay. It has to get along with the economy. It has to be blended.
Yeah, the brute force. But check this out, because I remember in high school I was in the art class or whatever, and that was something we did. We made clay things. Well, it's brother could look it up, the exact terminology, but I'm pretty sure it's called kelm or something like that. Once you make the clay, guess what? You have to put it in the furnace to make it hard, and that's what Babylon is putting the clay into. So they're about to be hardened, but guess what? It's still not gonna be part of the iron. It's still gonna be clay, but it's gonna be hardened, and that's what we see NATO doing right now. They're through the action of Trump, they're being harder. They're being put in that furnace so they can be hardened to come up against that iron, but they still need Russia and China and so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up.
Hey, to back you up, please, real quick. Which is the end. What's that? Revelation says the end of the bear. Esau, Edom being Magog. They're the end, bro. You're fighting. It's Esau, Edom crime, bro. So we don't need to be. All we need to do is just sit back and just bring these things out. You know, you gotta go, bro.
It says iron is strong and malleable, while clay, especially fired or baked clay, is brittle and hard, meaning they can physically combine but won't bond chemically.
Oh yeah, it's called kelm. So like it, yeah, but that's what it is. It says to harden the polymer clay like kelm clay. Yeah, so you put it in the oven. So you got to harden that clay, yeah, because it's soft. It's still clay at the end of the day, but you get hardened clay.
Yeah.
It's still obviously not gonna be as hard as iron. Clearly not.
Right.
Iron's the most dense metal there is. Well, one of the most dense metals there is out there. But once you harden, but that's what's happening right now. The NATO is coming together. They fuck America through the furnace.
Yeah.
You know that fire that Trump's putting on their ass.
That's heavy, because you know what made me think about that sulfur from when Sodom and Gomorrah, when those archaeologists went to the excavation site, right? That the clay was it was attacked with so much strong heat of fire that it turned to clay. When they started touching the pottery, that it sounded like glass. And it said the only way the glass would actually make this, the pottery,
Intense
clay,
heat,
yeah, it has to be intense heat that will manipulate, it to make a glass sound. So it was through heat,
And that's past the Kelm state though. Or
Yeah.
they already were clay pots by then. They just got crystallized.
right.
And that's what's gonna happen to America.
That's it.
It's gonna be beyond crystallization, you
Yeah,
know.
that's heavy. That's why he said, bro, it shall be more tolerant. Like, bro,
Yeah,
yeah, bro, because what the Most High gonna do to this place, and for the Lord to have all the prophets here too, to tell you about Babylon the Great and to break down the tolls, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the Lord is getting ready to do something major here in Babylon, bro.
he's already doing it.
Yeah.
It's already in the works, man. Go ahead, Hanan. Finish that.
Kind of says, meaning they can physically combine but won't bond chemically or structurally.
Right, you can physically take a piece of iron and slap some clay on it and mold it over it, and then he could even heat it up, and then it'll seem solid. But again, you smash that shit,
Brittle.
the clay is gonna go snapping, but the iron's still gonna be there. You know?
It says remaining separate components, a concept famously used in the book of Daniel to symbolize divided kingdoms that are strong yet fragile.
And that's what we seeing what's happening with the whole NATO and the EU. They're fragile, but you can see that iron standing strong. America through their military might, But we see the division, and as brothers is going into the prophecy in Revelation, the 17th chapter, with America being selfish, we can see the development of why the beast is going to hate the horde. This is why you have something like the Brexit, right? Frexit, where they're planning on exiting out of this unionship and this partnership.
That was among themselves.
Right.
They were doing that. Brexit, that was all amongst themselves, chiefly. Now, it's not like they're gonna hate the horde. They already do. There's people protesting all over the world. Even here in America, saying that no, you don't need to go take Greenland, but Trump's still talking this shit.
Yep.
Because what, they're the hammer of the earth, and usually when you build a hammer, the head of the hammer is iron. Because you gotta beat shit with it. It has to be a solid metal.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. Clay is not a metal.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to enforce. This is why they're coming up, pushing back the Monroe Doctrine, but now they're trying to make it the Donroe Doctrine. Trump, which that Monroe Doctrine that stemmed from after I believe World War II. That this was an agreement that y'all cannot try to pretty much establish anything over on this western side. This is our region, Western hemisphere. So now they're trying to enforce that. That's that hammer beating down with force. Like, nah, this is for us.
And that's the thing, they understand it. I mean, the people calling the shot, they understand it. They have to do this. That's why we mentioned that Trump ain't gonna stop, bro. He has to keep going. Until they see it's over, bro. Which we know it's all theatrics at the end of the day, because this shit ain't China and Russia didn't just pull up on this side of the hemisphere this last month or 2 months, 3 months, 4 months ago. They've been over here. But now the spirit got the Lord got a spirit on that fierce king, cruel Lord, to push the pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
And what you gonna do?
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
And to back you up. So now we're talking about, we bringing out these things on the left-hand side because it's prophecy. How much more the Lord with the house of David? How much is the Lord building up the tabernacle? You know what I'm saying? Marcus, can I finish off for you?
Well,
That was it on that.
Daniels, real quick.
Finish that out.
Kind of. Daniels 2 and verse 43 from the top in the NLT. This mixture of iron and clay also shows that these kingdoms will try to strengthen themselves by forming alliances.
That's what we're seeing. Clay coming together. Because they have to, because they fucking with the iron.
Yeah.
The iron can just beat them up.
Exactly.
Easy.
Exactly.
Easy work. That's why you should fucking send 38 niggas to defend Greenland
Yeah.
and some boats. Man, America, you didn't see what America just did to Venezuela?
Yeah.
Right through that.
And that was in 6 minutes they did it in.
Yeah.
6 minutes.
Nobody was hurt too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah,
That's
hell,
scary.
niggas died. They just didn't tell you about it. There was hundreds of people that died. Not being reported on CNN and Fox News, but hundreds of people died that day. Or that night. Then 6 minutes. And it's easy work. Again, this is the hammer of the earth. Now they're starting to bring out them big boy guns.
Yep.
The shit they've been holding back, which they might start using on you Americans. Now they're bringing it out. And you have no chance. Because again, because you go into it, bro, they're flying so low, it's not even picked up on radar systems. And then they just gonna use some fucking sonic boom weapons to fucking bug out the niggas that's supposed to be defending you. And then they just gonna rope down. And it took 6 minutes, maybe 7. We can round it up to 7 minutes completion. That's between when they started pulling up and then when they left. 7 minutes, we'll say.
Yeah, so it ain't gonna be a 2-3 hour gunfight
No.
that these niggas prepping for. For real, you think, oh, I got 1,000 rounds. Like, bro, they ain't coming like that.
In the back of you, it's like, bro,
They might start out like that, but
it's heavy because it's like the other priests gave out like the illustration of what would happen. Okay, all right, global, right? With America's technology, their weapon system, right? Well, what about you Americans, man? What about you Americans just with the Draco and you know what I'm saying, the AK and you know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a few rounds, bro.
Well, you see what they're doing to people that just make tacos.
Yeah.
Imagine what they're gonna do very soon.
Right.
Nigga just working at the job when he went out back to take the trash out and then ICE beat him up out back.
Yeah.
And yeah, come on, man.
I got a title of a quick article. It says, Trump says, this is on CNN Politics. Trump says anything less than U.S. control of Greenland is unacceptable.
Because he's saying that either Russia or China gonna take it. Which me and my young did a video on this years ago, bro. Greenland is not what you think it is, bro. You find that video. Shit. Greenland is not what you think it is. It's not as big as you think it is. It's not what you think it is. And we brought out ancient maps to prove it. You find that video if you want. If not, you keep on about your business. But there's a reason they want Greenland for sure. And it ain't now it's for strategic, because they say, oh, the missiles are gonna fly over Greenland. All the missiles, yeah, you keep believing that. There's a bigger story behind that, but nonetheless, that is a big point of it, though. A lot of ICBMs will fly over, or not even over Greenland, but over the north. The top of the world, so to say. There's a reason that you can't buy a ticket to fly to the North Pole, right? Santa Claus ain't real, right? And where's he supposed to be living? Yeah. Go ahead, dog.
Con,
No. You got more on the article?
No, that was
Oh, that was- okay.
yeah.
But that's what he said out of his own mouth. Trump said that. And that's his justification. So we can do it the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. Go ahead,
Yep, I got you, bro. This is Daniel 2 and verse 43 in NLT. All right, the point is verse 44. Verse
Where you at?
43 right now.
Oh, okay, I think you said 23.
Daniel chapter 2 verse 43 in the NLT it says, this mixture of iron and clay also shows that these kingdoms will try to strengthen themselves by forming alliances with each other through intermarriage, but they will not hold together, just as iron and clay do not mix.
Yeah, and that's the point, really, because the iron is America, bar none. Rome, ancient Rome, which goes back to even the beast. What was it? It's in Daniel's as well. The teeth of iron.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's Rome, which is America.
Yeah.
These people are just bystanders at this point, man. They're still part of the beast. But that's why the whore is riding them niggas, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The whore is dictating what they gonna do. But that's coming to an end. We're literally witnessing this.
Is to back you up and say just back you up, priest. A little season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that little season, bro, is
Well, to deceive the nations, yeah.
That's
But
right.
what the brother read in Revelation 17,
Mhm.
it was an appointed time for them to give the power unto this whore, man. But then they're gonna burn her with fire ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
So finish that, and then I'm gonna go back to the chat.
Come. Last verse on the NLT. Daniel's 4. I'm sorry. Daniel's 2 and verse 44 in the NLT. During the reign of those kings, the
See,
Most High-
during the reign of the kings, because
Yes.
the world's being ruled under the Western hegemony,
and he ruled
led by America.
Mhm.
But it started with the British, the Spanish, the Dutch,
Mhm.
you know, the French, so on and so forth. If you go back 100 years ago, just 100 years ago, we ain't even gotta go further than that. You go look up who owned Africa, who owned South America. These names that you see today, that shit didn't exist 100 years ago, bro. Colombia, Botswana. No, it was such and such the federal British
Yeah.
or the American colony or the Spanish, you know. But you gotta know the history before you know the mysteries, like the Paul's been saying, man. So it makes perfect sense to us. It's not fucking shock breaking news to us.
Yep.
Now we just seen the end time prophecies play out.
And it's time for him to get. It's time for him. He that
For
let
her.
Time for her
her. Yep. Her. Yeah. That's right, bro.
to get taken out of the way.
Yep. That's right. He that letteth will let until. Yep. That's right, brother. I got last part for you, bro. Daniel's 2 and verse 44 in the NLT. During the reign, because
This is talking about NATO in the EU, you know, that in America. That's why we're bringing this out to link with the chat saying.
it says during the reigns of those kings, the Most High Yahweh of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed or conquered.
Yeah, that's what's coming. The kingdom of Yahweh Hashem outside.
That's right.
Which is by default the kingdom of Israel, or Israelites, because the Lord ain't gonna come down here and rule on
Nah.
his foot. How you, God, the Lord gonna come rule on his
Yeah.
footstool?
Yeah.
Nah, he gave us that, you know. Psalms chapter 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It says it will crush all those kingdoms.
Yeah, and that's that great millstone that's gonna come crashing down,
That's right.
take the whole statue down.
That's right.
Cause we talking about the toes,
Yep.
but hey, what about the golden head?
Yeah.
All that shit coming crashing down because
That's right.
the toes took on the things from the head.
That's right.
It's
That's
a sick. It's
That's
sick. It's all gotta be taken out.
That's
You can't leave nothing of the statue behind, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And to back you up, there's nothing new under the sun. So to back up the priest, there's no other. It's not like the toes did something different than what the head did.
Yeah, they just took on what the predecessors did.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing new. What you see in America has already been done.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said it earlier. There's no new thing under the sun.
Yep.
Did you say you see now? Now, of course, it's multiplied and it's more
AI.
wicked.
Revamp.
Yeah, it's instant now. Wickedness is instant
Yeah.
via this technology,
Yeah.
but it's the same shit, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I got you, bro. It says I'm bringing back from the top for you, bro. Daniel's 2 verse 44 in the NLT. During the reign of those kings, during his reign, so the Lord.
Those kings, what kings? The 7 heads.
Mm-hmm.
And the 8th. Remember the 8th?
Right. It says
But that's the kingdoms. You know, remember the 7-head dragon with the 10 horns.
Mhm.
Well, there's the 8th. Remember there was the 8th,
Yeah.
which is America.
That's right. What you people, you fail to realize.
ChatGPT ain't gonna tell you that.
No, just to back up the priest, like you people fail to realize that you're living in Babylon the Great. Like that's a great for you to not even know. Like you know what I'm saying? We walk out the crib, bro. People really don't understand, bro. They don't even know that they're living in Babylon the Great. That's a mystery in itself. To not even know that you're under a spell, a great spell, bro.
That's what's called Mystery Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Finish that off.
Yep, kind of like yeah. It says the Most High Yahweh of heaven will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed or conquered. it will crush all these kingdoms into nothingness. And nothingness, and it will never stand forever.
So that's the outcome of all this. So let's go back to ChatGPT. This is point 2 of the original question I asked. I'll go back to the original question. Can America fight against Russia, China, Iran, and all the other adversaries if America loses the NATO allies? So let's go down to point 2. It says NATO allies amplify U.S. power. That's why I told you to bring out the Revelation 17, because we read this already. Not just add more troops. So it's not just for the troops, right? That read that again, Bob Shaw, that Revelation 17, so we can get back to it.
This is the book of Revelation 17 and 17. For the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
Which is the allies. When it says is put into their hearts, is talking about the NATO, the EU.
Yeah.
The ones that have been hostage pretty much under America. Go ahead.
I reads on, it says, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
There you go. So let me read this again. It says NATO allies amplify, which is, we know to be the EU and NATO, amplify U.S. power, not just add more troops. Because America don't need more troops. They got the weaponry. Right? They can blow you up with a jet, a B-2 bomber. It says allied contributions aren't just manpower. 9 NATO members are nuclear powers or host U.S. nuclear weapons or host, providing shared deterrence. Allies host U.S. bases or staging points in key regions. And this is the importance of the allies of America. And Trump is throwing that all away. I'll read that again. Allies host, which is farther than the EU and NATO, because America has bases all around the world, right? Which is, we're gonna get into it. It says allies host U.S. bases or staging points in key regions, which Saudi Arabia, Qatar, they just said, nah, you niggas gotta go. Y'all, if y'all gonna bomb Iran, you gotta go. You can't stay here no more. Look it up. Allies host U.S. bases or staging points in key regions, Europe, North Africa, that dramatically increase operational reach. Many critical capabilities, air refueling, surveillance, logistic hubs are shared or integrated across NATO. Without them, U.S. forces would face delays or choke points in global deployment. And that's what's about to happen. That means losing NATO allies would degrade global force projection, not just European defense. Let me just keep reading before brother, somebody got something. Because this is important. What happens if NATO collapses? A U.S. without NATO would likely face strategic and security costs. Russia and China would gain geopolitical advantage, and that's literally what we're saying. I don't know what ChatGPT talking about. We might be a couple days or weeks, months ahead of this nigga. Russia and China would gain geopolitical advantage, and now Putin, he's playing the nice guy to the EU and to NATO. Russia and China would gain geopolitical advantage by exploiting power vacuums in Europe and Asia. Remember, Europe's already hurting because of the sanctions and the blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. These people are hurting in Europe. Next point, Iran, North Korea, and other adversaries might feel emboldened to act regionally or expand influence, like what China's about to do with Taiwan. Europe, next point, Europe might not have Europe might not have the industrial capacity or unified command to defend itself quickly without U.S. integration. So if think about it, if Europe is, they think it's like shit, how the fuck we gonna defend ourselves and we trying to defend Greenland, like what the fuck we gonna do if America becomes our enemy? We only have one place to go, which is Russia.
Yep.
Last point on this before the next point, or this is still point 3. Regional defense without the U.S. Some experts argue Europe could eventually build a stronger independent defense force, but doing so would take years or decades of investments, cooperation, and new command structures. Even then, such a force might still lack the integrated global logistics and strategic deterrence, especially nuclear, that the U.S. brings. And that's just talking about the EU. But that's why they're going to run to Russia.
Mm-hmm.
As the scriptures say, they're going to hate the whore. Well, if they hate the whore, who else? Who hated the whore first?
Yeah.
Go ahead, whoever, because there's more points. Go ahead, go first.
I got this. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1. And,
Can I bring this up
verse-
real quick?
all right, go ahead.
Like you're up?
Yeah.
Well, real quick. Revelation 17-17 in the NLT. For the Most High has put a plan into their minds, a plan that will carry out his purposes. They will agree to give their authority to the scarlet beast. And so the words of the Most High will be fulfilled.
That whore with the scarlet beast, red. But remember, you gotta remember who rides upon that beast, that scarlet colored whore, or the scarlet colored beast, which is red. But that's why they scarlet letter A, which is a red A for, it was symbolic for horse. They would put a scarlet letter A for a whore. Something along those lines. They would put a scarlet letter on a whore, let you know she was a whore. Well, that's America. This is America. Like, what's this nigga?
Childish
What's his name?
Gambino.
Childish Gambino. Yeah. This is America.
Yeah, last verse 18. And this woman you saw it in your vision represents the great city that rules over the kings of the world.
That's clearly America, man. Babylon the Great. That's why this nigga flying around, jet setting, dropping bombs in everybody. And they don't blame Trump. Trump just the nigga that finished the job. They've been doing this. It's not like Trump under the Trump administration. Biden did it. Obama did it. Bush Jr. did it. Clinton did it. They all did it. America has been dropping bombs on people for decades. They've been at war for the majority of the time they've been established, man. This ain't nothing new. Like all of a sudden they started killing motherfuckers around the earth. Now they're just turning up because they're losing the hegemony. The petrodollars fell. Which that's what made them the global power after the world wars. Right, the Federal Reserve and all of that. Jekyll Island and so on and so forth. But now that's coming to an end. Why? Because the system's about to change. So now what the fuck they gonna do? They gotta bomb you, kill niggas, man.
Yeah.
Cause they see but if you truly know what's going on, they already set up the solution. America already set up the solution for the problem they caused.
Yeah. And that's why.
Stay tuned to episode 9.
Yeah, back up real quick, and that's why you people have been deceived pursuant to Job, 12th chapter. To deceive, you've been deceived. Everybody been deceived. This dude been deceived, by trying to eat up the world with his technology. But nigga, this is the Lord's technology, man. Whoever believe in it, you deceived too. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to get out of here? How can you escape this thermonuclear destruction? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me read.
Let me get this precept right quick.
You got preacher.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
All the people that claim to be with you.
Yep.
Confederate, yeah, white power. So that's going back to the chick from you know what? I claim her for you. I keep bringing her up. I will show you, but not. But she mentioned that. She said, "Oh yeah, Trump. He's surrounded with a bunch of white power." She was like, he's surrounded with a bunch of white power people. So look at me. I'm dark skinned. So I know what they're gonna do. This shit was. I was like, yeah. So this is Greenland. This is part of the EU, NATO, and they know they because these people don't want America to come through. They living good, even though it's cold as fuck out there. They used to that shit. They damn near Eskimos, but they got houses and whatnot. But they don't want America to come through there, bro.
No.
They living good. They got I'll say it again. They got free education, free healthcare.
Poison.
They don't want you Babylonians to come through, bro.
No.
They don't want it, man.
Defile the place.
Yeah, they follow the place and just to make it a military site, which what Trump's literally said. That's what he gonna make it, a military site. So here it is, you living good. Imagine that you in the middle of nowhere, an island in the middle of fucking nowhere, cold as fuck, and they just gonna make it a military site.
That's gonna be the first place that you're
Get bombed.
Exactly. Russia, we think Russia gonna send a missile right over there, bro. When is that time? If America set up shop over there, bro, they know they gonna have to take Greenland out.
She gotta be stopped.
And them
bro.
people like, nah, bro, we
Don't
we
go
get
over
it.
here.
Yeah.
They don't want you here. And people were even protesting. Oh, you said it. Yeah, people protesting in front of the embassy. But yeah, but again, they still have a base out there. America does have a base out there, but you need more than just a base to do what Trump was talking about.
Hey, bro, shot, bro. People is tired. People is tired of America. People is tired of America, bro. Like, for real. Bro. It's a wrap for this place, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's a bubble shot, bro. Because we're about to get Jeremiah 51.
Nah, finish that. What you have?
All right, let me just finish this real quick. Just finishing off with Obadiah 1 and 7. It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Who's been eating the bread? All the nations, but chiefly the EU and NATO. They've been getting fat off of that bread. The other nations, yeah, like China, Russia. But the ones that have been actually benefited is the West, the Western nations. They literally call it the Western nations, the Western hegemony, and because that's crazy. Because they won't consider Africa the Western nations, but Europe, so-called Europe, is right above them. But they don't consider them Western, right? But England, Spain, France, they're considered Western nations, but they're not. The niggas directly south of them is not considered Western nations. Because why? They're not benefiting from the fucking atrocities that the Western hegemony is committing.
I got a quick precept for you.
Well, let the brothers finish. Yeah.
So the last piece is just, there is none understanding in him. All right. Ultimately, we see the breakup, of Esau's kingdom. All his allies, that was once with him. All right. They deceived him. All right. It's going to get to the point to where these different nations, all right, going to come up against America, Babylon the Great. You got it.
Con. Yep, just to back you up, you got it too. Revelations 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth committed fornication with her.
Yeah, that dollar, bro. That dollar. You know what I'm saying? Everybody done drunk off of that, man. So now now we're at the time when you being exposed. What's that? Only he that letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, man. Esau, Edom is getting taken out of the way, and it's time for Israel, the true Hebrew Israelites, man, to be back on top, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what prophecy is stated, man. For us to be back on top. The gig is up, really. It's just a whole bunch of lies that we just uncovering. You know what I'm saying? You got it, bro.
Like the scripture says, how the things of Esau searched out. You see it.
Yep.
How about Shah's putting it on the forefront, man?
Yep.
He's being revealed.
Yep, lifting up the skirts of exposing his whore. And as the scripture says, the Lord, how is it being sought out? Well, the Lord's eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Yeah. That's
why the scripture also said, Isaiah, woe unto thee that seek to hide their counsel from the Lord, man.
Yeah. Isaiah 47. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Jeremiah 49. All right. He will make you bare. You're being made broke. you got Edomites coming out telling us about we getting lessons off of devils coming out like, man, damn. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you know, these guys ain't right, you know, y'all ain't right. You know, y'all ain't right, you know. And we got lessons, we getting lessons off of them. Why? Because your own tongue is falling upon yourself, man. You know? You gotta know, bro.
I'll go finish this. Finishing off Revelation 18:3, it says, "For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and her merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies." Got it. Yeah, there you go. You know, off of her delicacies, they got rich off of America ruling, man. You know, from the dollar circulating and them getting rich off of the dollar, like the priest mentioned, down to them actually having joint rulership with them. That the culture of this whole has spread it. That's why the scripture says that the fornication, you know, they have spread nothing but their hypocrisy, known as democracy. You know, that's why you can see, you know, throughout the world, it has been westernized, man. And that's why the scripture says that the nations are mad. Now, not only their people are bugged out of their mind, but now the rulers of these other nations are starting to see that, hey, man, it wasn't no good with allowing this woman to rule, man. All right? Because now she's poisoned the earth, man. You know?
Isaiah 30:1, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that covereth with a covering, but not of my spirit. You got it, bro. That may add sin unto sin.
Yeah, because Jacob is a part of you know, drinking that wine as well. So woe, being death and destruction, is coming to our people that didn't believe, all right, with this devil, that didn't want to arise and come up out of her spiritually, as it says in Micah 2:10. You know, you want to take counsel of Esau. You went out and voted for Trump, and now he's showing you that he was nothing but a devil, a deceiver. Okay, here it is. You literally poured your spirit into this place, man. You submitted into the image. All right, and this is why it's clear as day that the woe, the death, and destruction is coming on to you. Why? Because you're gonna take that chip, man. All right, you never departed from this place. So when this system shuts down, and the only alternative that he offers you is the MOTB in order for you to get access to your money, Waka Flocka Flame, your ass gonna get flamed.
Yeah.
You know?
When this system shut down, you shut down. That's what's coming, bro. When America shut down, you people shut down. You know? We just here we in these last days to give you the last warning and to make sure the house of David, you know, prepare themselves, all right, gear themselves up with the faith that's necessary, all right. But other than that, man, that's it, man. You people out here who do not believe in the Lord, you're just gonna be destroyed, man. Take your chip and be a missile food, man.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't even know what that means. They might know what the mark of the beast is. There's Edomites that know what the mark of the beast is. So
Right.
what?
Right.
So fucking what?
Right.
Yeah, but they don't understand
Hold on, brother. So what if they know what the mark of the beast is? Do they know what the beast is? Because here it is, we're going into what the beast is breaking apart and whatnot. They're still on the same accord, ultimately. They still on the same accord. That's why it's called the mark of the beast. It didn't say the mark of the whore, the mark of Babylon. It said the mark of the beast. The beast ain't America. The America's part of the beast. But where did the first chips come out? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you know what the mark of the beast is, so what? You still gonna end up taking it most likely.
Right.
That's my point. Like, what? Okay, so what? So what if a nigga know what the chip is? Alex Jones knew that. Whether he's Israelite now, who gives a fuck?
Right.
He ain't out there teaching with us. But that's the point, man. Like, okay, let's say, you know, there's bug outs. What's this nigga? The dude, remember bug out eye dude that we spectrum.
Yeah, spectrum. Full spectrum.
Yeah,
full spectrum.
That nigga probably know it's Dabu 7 up.
Yeah.
So what? Because you still gonna be confronted with the hour of temptation at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and that's the point. It's all the spirit, because you're going to get cornered, and you're not going to have the spirit of the Lord to keep you from that time, to protect you from making that
Give
decision.
you the strength
Yeah,
to
you know.
You can remember what's part of the Lord's Prayer. We went into this last game. What the hour of temptation come in, what's the Lord's Prayer say?
Not to enter into temptation.
That's right.
Delivering you from evil.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
He gave that to us for a reason. You think people praying to the Lord every day? Shit. They don't even know his name. They don't. Even if they did, they probably don't pray to him every day throughout the day. You know, in the good and the bad. You get jacked up, you're supposed to praise the Lord. You think people do that? Man up, nigga. Gird up thy loins, like Scripture say. Yeah, more on that though. Okay. You get it. You had some, right?
Oh no, did you have
Okay.
It's our season. Okay.
Okay.
You had more on that, chat?
Yeah. I mean, actually, I got plenty more, but let me just finish the first part because I'm not gonna read to the next question then, because we're already like an hour in.
Yeah, I got just one thing just to solidify the whole scenario.
Okay, yeah, I'll just read this last point then. This is point 4. It says fighting multiple major. Going back to the America. Okay, yeah. This is point
America
4.
being basically needing the allies.
Yeah, it says point 4. Fighting multiple major adversaries alone, a hard problem. Each of the potential adversaries you named presents very difficult challenges. Russia, large conventional military nuclear arsenal, it should have said #1 nuclear arsenal, and the ability to inflict major casualties on European fronts. And then it goes China, world's largest standing army, rapidly modernizing navy and air force, and strong regional posture in Indo-Pacific. Iran, regional power with tactical ballistic missiles, proxies, and asymmetric warfare capabilities, plus others like North Korea. Facing any one of these powers is already complex. Facing more than one at the same time, especially without allies, would be historically unprecedented and extremely risky for U.S. strategy. But let me finish. The bottom line, yes, the U.S. would still be a powerful military force without NATO, of course. The hammer of the earth. No, the U.S. would be much weaker strategically and diplomatically, especially in prolonged or multi-front conflicts like ancient Rome. Losing NATO would embolden adversaries and reduce deterrence. Sustainable defense against multiple major powers at once. So, like, let me read that slow so you can understand what Chad's saying. Sustainable defense against multiple major powers at once without allies is unlikely and extremely challenging. It's going to be a tough battle for you Babylonians to fight this war that's coming. I mean, I'll just read the question I asked it next. And brothers, you tell me if you want to keep going. I said, hypothetically, because, you know, that's how you get a good answer from chat. You say hypothetically or theoretically, it'll give you a good answer. Hypothetically, what if no nation at all was allies with the USA because of all the things Trump has done in the last year? And I'll just read the first line. I'll treat this as a purely hypothetical strategic scenario, not a factual claim about current alliances. That's a Trump. That's a. Go ahead.
Yep. So, same chapter, Jeremiah 50. The brother started like 20. I want to hit this real quick. Jeremiah 50 and 9. It says, "For lo, this is the point. For lo, I will raise up, and to cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country." Starting with Russia. All right, so that assembly of great nations. So it's already prophesied that multiple nations is going to come up against Babylon. So that's already signed, sealed, and delivered. Alright. They shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows.
Great.
Yeah.
The city of Lone Wall Villages, the virgin daughter. Now she about to be taken. She's the virgin daughter of Babylon, but she about to be taken or seized, or the other word.
G-R. You already know.
And it says, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert men. None shall return in vain.
Yeah, because this place is proud, bro. So the only way to pierce it through and to clear out that pride is to strike it through with destruction.
Yeah, and they all have to come together. Which finish that, because you know what, I'm gonna read a little bit more because it's just gonna explain it. That's why these nations are doing what they're doing, bro. It just makes sense prophetically. This is what's happening, and they have to come together.
Yep, and the headline in NLT says Babylon's sure fall. So this is sure this is gonna happen. It says your mother's.
It's as sure as the air that you breathe.
This is the key point. Your mother shall be sore confounded.
Which is Britain, the UK, which they have sent troops to Greenland.
She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues.
AKA the nuclear missiles, the destruction.
14.
That's pending.
Yeah.
Like you put something through, and it says pending.
Yeah.
That's the destruction of America. It's pending, but it's coming. It's just
Right.
building.
That's right.
It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. And that's all those nations shooting those missiles on her, man.
Valley of Fire, USA. That was on the screen when you said that. So I would read this last one, man. It's like because again, this is the question I asked it about the hypothetical without the allies. I just read point 2. It says, this is what chat said. Can the U.S. fight everyone alone? Short answer, it can fight, but it cannot dominate everywhere at once, just like the ancient Roman Empire. So it says theater by theater. China. The U.S. could defend itself and contest the Pacific, but without Japan, Korea, Australia, Philippines, supply lines stretch thousands of miles. China controls regional ports, repair, and proximity. Result, much higher costs, slower response, greater risk. Russia. Without Europe, Russia gains regional freedom. The U.S. could still strike Russia, but no land staging, no integrated missile defense. Result, deterrence becomes mostly nuclear, not conventional. So if the EU or NATO gets with Russia, you have no chance to strike Russia, really, is what it's saying. It says Iran alone. The U.S. could defeat Iran militarily. Yeah, of course. It could bomb them to hell. But without regional allies, no nearby air bases, which they have in Qatar, Syria, Iraq still, Israel, and so on. So in the maritime, it says no. Oh, but here it goes. No shared maritime security. So they're liable. These ships are liable to get blown up. They keep shit. That's why, remember, Trump just pulled up a bunch of soldiers from the Middle East a couple days ago. Yeah, I wonder why. Because they're going to strike Iran soon. It says result victory is possible, but destabilizing and costly. And that's just they just deal with Iran. Multiple adversaries simultaneously? That's the breaking point. The U.S. military is not designed for global multi-front solo war. It relies on alliances to hold some regions steady while focusing elsewhere. I'll just keep reading Slovakia. You want to add something?
No, you got it, brother.
Point three,
Hey,
nuclear,
real quick, that's why Qatar was like, yo, we need to stop this shit.
and they just kicked him out
Yeah,
today or yesterday.
exactly.
They said, nah, y'all gotta go.
Yeah.
Because remember when they bombed Iran last time, Iran bombed a base in Qatar, an American base in Qatar. They didn't hit nothing casualties, to bring casualties. They just did it to say, all right, cool, we can do it too. But they didn't kill nobody. But they can kill niggas and again, that's why I believe America's about to strike Iran again, because why they pulling troops out. Point three, it says nuclear deterrence. And this is what we're talking about. Nuclear, this is what's gonna end America. Nuclear deterrence becomes the center of gravity. Without allies, conventional deterrence weakens.
Yeah.
For America, nuclear deterrence becomes the primary backstop. Escalation escalation risk rise because fewer diplomatic buffers, less trust, more miscalculations. Ironically, the world becomes more dangerous, not less, and that's what Trump is leading the world into. So I'll just finish these last few points, man. Fuck it. Economic and financial power takes a hit, and come on, man, that's what we're seeing. We living in this situation Chet's talking about. Even without firing a shot, sanctions become weaker. Trump's tariffs and sanctions ain't doing the goddamn thing. They say sanctions become weaker, no coalition enforcement, dollar dominance erodes faster, trade routes face higher risk, and that's what we're seeing with these the oil, and the different ship routes. And that's why they want Greenland so much, because there's a lot of ship routes that go through there, trade routes. Supply chains fragment. The U.S. is still rich, but less able to weaponize economics alone. And economics alone is done with America can't weaponize economics no more because of the BRIC system, because of the de-dollarization. America's finished, man. Let me see. Read one more.
Yes.
Let me go to the summary. Fuck it.
It's cooking slow.
Yes, it's a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
All right, so here goes. Bottom line, blunt assessment. Myth: America could easily handle the world alone. That's a myth. Reality: the U.S. could defend itself. It could win individual wars, but it could not sustainably police or stabilize the world alone. Alliances don't make America weak. They make American power efficient. Without allies, the U.S. becomes more dangerous, more isolated, more reactive, and more dependent on nuclear threats. And that's what Trump is doing. Shit. And then I ask some more questions, but we brothers close up on whatever scriptures you brothers got, because this is where we're at. We're living in a point where Trump has no choice but, like I said earlier, he has no choice but to threaten. Because the hammer, people are starting to look at the hammer like this nigga ain't Thor's hammer.
Right.
That's a fucking Bob the Builder hammer.
Yeah, that's all he got, and that's all they have right now. All they have is to revolt into the sword. Listen.
All options down.
Yeah, all options down. Economically they're getting cornered. So hey man, the Lord vision is literally speaking, man. That's the times we in. You can bring it
You
up.
pull on your friends. That's the thing. Like, bro, you pull, like, bro, we all know you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We know what you're doing. We know how you're capable of moving. You know what I'm saying? So why would you move like that on me? You know you'll win. You know what I'm saying? So now all us like, yeah, nah, bro, you're not going too far.
Yep.
And that's the strategy of the Lord. Revelation 17 chapter, he don't move too far.
That's the spirit. You got that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
This Revelation 17, verse 16.
Well, hey, real quick too, in the background, he's been building up the next empire. The House of David. You got it.
It's Revelation 17, verse 16 in the KJV. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, he shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Yeah. What? 10 horns, little, eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's some missiles, bro. That's why you got EU countries pretty much wanting to do backdoor deals with Russia, bro. Like, bro, this is really happening today. Meanwhile, you worrying about why your favorite teammate making it to the over here in America. What y'all worrying about? Your teammate making it to the finals or something?
Playoffs.
The playoffs, right?
Playoffs.
The finals and the playoffs, dog. It's bro, this is the last time. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point, bro. This is the last time. This is 2026 where things drastically, bodies is dropping every fucking day, man. And I'm telling you, bro, people gonna take us serious when the Lord start to close off, all right, when Babylon the Great and start cutting off, all right, certain avenues, okay, as far as reaching the prophets. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I'm telling y'all, bro, y'all be out here playing games, bro. Once the Lord move us off the corners, once the Lord cause a black swan event, man, all right. Again, it's all fun and game till niggas start to bleed. All right, we just out here trying to tell y'all what the scriptures say. We trying to put you, what they say, keeping up with the Kardashians. We trying to keep you up with prophecy, man. But once it actually take place, bro, don't be trying to look for us, man. The Lord gonna be with us. You just gonna have yourself out here winging it somewhere, man. All right. Somebody. Sorry.
Let me just read this last part because I'm not gonna read the whole thing. This is the last question I asked it. I said, what if all the nuclear capable nations shoot the ICBMs on America? And I'm just gonna go straight. I'm not gonna read all it. We'll go to the last. Let's see this. The bottom line. It says, bottom line, no sugarcoating. The U.S. would be devastated. The attackers would also be devastated. The global system collapses. There are no winners except for the elect. Power, politics, borders become meaningless. This is why nuclear war is often described as the failure of politics itself. Yeah, because the new politicians are coming, which is the elect. But everything has to collapse. When America goes down, everything goes down. And that's the true great reset. Now, I just want to read that because, if it give a bunch of other things, but I just want to get straight to the point of the question,
The water.
And that's what's coming. That's what's coming. In the midst of all this chaos, and then we're telling you all these things, we're telling you that this is guaranteed. It's not like maybe it's gonna happen, maybe it's not. That's why we nigga walk a fly. We don't give a fuck what this nigga think. We're not asking him what he thinks. This nigga just get up the street. We telling you that America's gonna be destroyed. Nigga gotta call somebody on the phone. Like it's who wants to become a millionaire. Right. Nigga, nobody told you this is your lifeline. You gotta call a friend. Where the fuck you? A bunch of bug outs. And we don't care what you people think. It's either you listen up or shut up.
Hey, what you say? Repent
or die.
It's just that simple, brother. It's just that simple. You either gonna repent, ultimately respect Yahweh Shem Shai and the man he got set up, or you can, bro. Wait for a missile, man.
Yeah, kick off. Go live your life if you can. The way things are looking right now, you probably can't. Well, we know, as the scriptures say, you're gonna envy us soon.
Mm-hmm.
However that may come about, that's what we believe in, and that's what's happening already. It's already happening, man. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, then you see the Lord working. And here it is. This whole video is about America collapsing, and we're telling you that we're gonna do better than you.
Mm-hmm.
And we confidently say that because we trust in Yahweh Shai. We're not depending on nothing carnal. We're not depending on the jobs. We're not depending on what we can personally do. We just depending on what the Lord is giving to us and showing us.
That's right.
Through the Holy Spirit. You have something?
No, I was gonna say second message too, Baba Shah, just to close out and back up the
Hey,
piece.
fuck it. Gold is up 1.44%.
They showed
Since the last time it closed, which is it just opened. Yeah, it just opened at 6. Yeah. So it's up Gold is up 144, and well, we finding them. We're more precious than fine gold. Yeah, because you know the markets in Asia open up at 6. It's up. Gold is up 1.44%. 144.
You can't eat gold. You can't eat gold.
Yeah,
There
right.
you go. And gold and silver ain't gonna save you.
So damn, how can I get out of here?
Right.
These men are more precious than that fine gold.
Exactly.
Go ahead, bro.
Second Ezra 2 and
Appreciate that,
27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness come.
And that day is already here. It's just gonna get a lot worse. So we're not being worried from the get-go. We already knew this was coming, you know? So that this is reiterating us and comforting us, those that believe, don't be weary. Somebody get the thesaurus of the word weary. Or you can get the etymology, either way. You know, thesaurus being other words that, you know, same, that mean the same. But we're not worried. We're not like, oh shit, we see all these things happening, now we should. Are we weary? Because we're here. We're there. The day has come. It's about to get a lot worse though. That's what you gotta understand. Shit is, it's not gonna be peachy. Everything ain't gonna be chilling in the AC and the heat, wherever you at. You know, lights on. All this comfort is coming to an end, but the Lord is gonna provide for his elect, those that trust and fear in him. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
I got
bro.
it. This is weary in the etymology, tired, exhausted, miserable, sad.
Yeah, don't be sad. Don't be tired when that shit come upon us. Anything else on that?
It says to wander, totter, weary, to be or become tired, to exhaust, to make tired.
Yeah, that's the point, Dave. Don't get gassed out, in other words. Don't get tired. Don't get sad. Don't get scared. Go ahead, Mark. I'll read that. It's from the top again, bro. Sir.
Con. Second Ezra 2 and 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others
And coming to he's already came at this point. This was beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
others shall weep and be sorrowful.
Hey, we see that every day,
Mhm.
but it's gonna increase.
That's right.
That's what the fuck you sad for? You know? What you gassed out for?
Yeah.
Do you believe or you don't? Shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this no more. I can't do this no more. Well, shit, you know where the door is at.
I'm getting too old for this. I got a bump. Damn, you hit my car, bro. Slocking.
But thou shalt be married and have abundance.
Yeah, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be merry. We're gonna have a good time while we see you people in your demise. Thus saith the Lord. It's not what we say. We just holding strong to what's coming. We know what's coming, and we through the spirit power of Yahweh Bashim outside, we build ourselves up to withstand what's coming. You know, and these, no matter what you encounter in these coming days, we know that all you gotta do is trust in the Lord, aka not being weary, because shit's gonna get bad, but it's gonna come a point in time
Yeah.
where we gonna be extremely well
That's
off
right.
compared to the rest of the people on this planet.
That's right.
To the point, well, keep going.
Con. It says the heathen shall envy thee.
This is like a on
Verse 27, Con.
yeah.
Verse 27.
So that's very important.
Yep. Because it's a balance. It's very important, like the brother just said, because it's a balance. The death and destruction that's coming, bro. We always hit heavy on that. Yes, we the prophets of doom, but somebody got to be here to tell you about a greater deliverance.
Somebody got to be envy in righteousness. Because people envy, people envy Waka Flocka Flame. And you see where that nigga is at.
Boom.
Now people are going to envy us because we're doing well off because the Lord is providing for us. It's not
Right.
that we're going to physically do.
That's right.
It's what the Lord is doing through us.
That's right, brother.
You know, we're just messengers. We're just robots of the Lord.
Mhm.
You look into AI for answers.
Yeah.
We're the AI of the Lord.
Wow.
Yeah. Good.
Con. Verse 27. Be not weary, For when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be married and have abundance.
We're already married at this point. And what the little we do have, we count it abundance because we make it all common, you know. We share it, we have love for one another. So we know the Lord is going to give us more for it. As others starve to death, we get to sit here and eat some steak while you starve to death.
Ribeye specific.
Ribeye. Yeah, it was the Kobe, you know, the Marvel steak. Like, how the fuck this nigga can afford that? Shit.
He just manifested.
We not even gonna go down that road if I say a Formula 1 thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what we're talking about, man. It's that time for the Lord to be glorified.
Right.
Because you best believe in that time of Isaiah 41, these women gonna know how we doing what we do and how we got what we got. We not taking no credit.
That's right.
It's the time for the Lord to be known again. Everybody, the whole world forgot about the Lord. Well, we here to represent him.
That's right.
And he's going to use us to do so. And we truly believe that. If you don't believe it, then shit, why are you here? Shit. But there's a lot of guys that know the Israelites and they don't truly believe. And they're going to be hurt very soon. Because we've already entered into that time of trouble, bro. Shit's about to get real. And if you don't have a solid foundation in your house by Shimmy Awashai, you're going to be tossed when that wind comes.
Oh yeah.
Go blowing in the wind. Shit.
Yep. Hey, it's gonna say men shall be like women. So how much women, bro? Niggas gonna be like bitches in that day. They gonna fold up.
And then we pull off in the boat.
Yeah. The same nigga who was around that bitch like, you got a problem with me, bro? He gonna be the same. He gonna be the same one. You gonna see him getting his shit getting through over there, bro. You don't even want to go in there.
He might not even make it to the third World War. He might just die in the streets of America.
Yeah.
Okay. You got Mark that was
Yeah, last one. Verse 28, the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Imagine that in a world of people starving, in a world of people dying of thirst, in a world of confusion, in a world where people already hate us. You ain't gonna do shit. We got abundance. And that's the spirit you gotta have.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what the Lord said.
Yeah.
Hey, well, read the next verse, Bible shot.
Done.
Because this is what the Lord said. It's not like we just making this shit up. We just believe.
Yep.
So yeah, we confident with it.
Yep.
You ain't gonna do shit. What you gonna do?
Yeah. You're not gonna be able to do shit
Yeah.
because the true power of the universe is gonna be manifested amongst his men. The scripture says that what? I will give the angels charge over thee.
Yeah.
Let's see you try to fight an angel, nigga.
Yeah. In the word, that's the thing. Like the word in us, it's becoming us. So like you can't stop something that's got victory over this realm.
Yeah, and just imagine, like bro said, birds, angels camp around about them that fear the Lord. You might try to, and then it's that.
Bro, and that's heavy because they gave me like a preview of a vision. Like you could see that playing out where they're gonna attempt to, but the scripture says that 1,000 to 10,000 is gonna fall at thy side, but no trouble shall come nigh unto thee.
Yeah. And no weapon formed against thee shall prosper. So like the Lord getting ready to make us brazen walls. Like
Well, the best way we could put it is Super Saiyans, man. I remember there was one episode where Goku, he was out there toiling. He was working in the field. He trying to be a good guy and out there toiling in the field. And some dudes came, rolled up on him, tried to rob him and shit. He just put him on the flight, and they shot at him and shit. And he just sat there like, and he put him on. That's where we get to, man.
yeah.
You're not gonna be able to do shit.
Yeah.
Because not first and foremost, the spirit of power Yahweh Shemel Shai, but then the way the Lord's gonna bless us is you can't do shit against us.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing against us now. You can't do the scripture say you can't do nothing against the word, before the word. So how much more when we actually need it? Because right now, shit, brothers going about their lives and got to pay bills and go to work. So when that time comes where people are trying to kill us because they're envying us, they can't do shit. Go ahead, finish on that, and then we'll close out.
Verse 29, my hand shall cover thee.
The Lord got us. The Lord's covering us, man. He got us. If you don't believe that, why are you here?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep, his power is going to cover us. You know, that's why the scripture also said, those that's in my Father's hand, no man shall pluck them out. Those that's under his hedge of protection, how you going to break that?
And that's his mercy, bro. His mercy is a defense in itself.
That's right.
I mean, he's having mercy on us
Yeah.
so that we can glorify and magnify his name, bro. That's another topic for another video, but
Yeah.
his mercy itself is a defense.
Yeah.
You know, it's an invisible, the Iron Dome, so to say.
Yeah, that's heavy because Ecclesiastes says those that remove the hedge shall be bitten by a serpent. You know, so you remove the hedge of the protection of the Lord, that force field of mercy, hey, you through, man.
But even then, though, not to get too deep into it, but you get bitten by the serpent. What happened with Moses? That brass serpent, and just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so shall the Son of Man be. There's always a way out for those that truly believe. The mercy is still there, bro. You know, the mercy of the Lord never runs out. He has everlasting mercy. The doors of repentance are closing. The repentance is running out because you're not going to be able to repent for so much longer. But the mercy is enduring forever for the Israelites. You know, and in general, as far as like just being, a servant of the Lord, because that's what the Lord is using to defend us. His mercy. The reason the Lord's going to protect us is because he has mercy on us. Mercy, that's another thing. Yeah, mercy goes a long way. Not just mercy from a stranger, but mercy from the Lord. Mercy from the Lord himself, that encompasses a whole lot of things, you know. If the Lord had mercy on King David, the mercy is the King David, right? Yeah, so hey.
Baba Shah. Can I back you up, bro?
No. Of course.
Psalms 33 and verse 18 in the GNT. The Lord Yahweh watches over those who obey him, those who trust in his constant love. He saves them from death. He keeps them alive in times of famine. You know? And in the KJV, it says, the eyes of the Lord is upon them that fear him, man. So the eyes of the Lord is over us, bro. We ain't got nothing to worry about. The Lord set this up so strategic, all right, to where we don't got nothing but depend on but him. You can't depend on your strength. You know, you can't depend on your bank account. You can't depend on your money. You can't depend on your winning. You are here to depend on the Lord in these last days, man. And his eyes is watching over us, man.
Yeah, you can't depend on yourself.
Yeah.
And the heart is deceitful of the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Lord got angels. Well, he got specific angels over you, bro, to make sure you complete the mission. Going to the word ambassador from the word emissary, all right, which is bodies of persons sent on a mission. We sit down here, bro, to complete the mission, bro.
I got something. That's pretty simple. Romans 9 and 23 in the NLT. He does this to make the riches of his glory shine even brighter on those to whom he shows mercy.
Yeah, so it's not about you. It's not about the flesh. It's not about us. It's about the Lord. How the Lord brought us all around from all across the globe here in Colorado, Texas, Miami, you know, Tampa, man. You know, the Lord, it's the Spirit of the Lord got his Spirit gathered in little sanctuaries, all right? So he can express his mercy on certain vessels, man. All right?
And that's the thing, man. It's like, you can't make yourself part of those that get mercy. It's already
Predestined.
preordained, yeah.
That's what it say too.
Yeah, read it again from the top.
Con. Yep, verse 23.
Quote it again.
This is Rome. Can I read the verse up?
Yeah.
Romans 20. Romans 9 and 22. A little excited. In the NLT, it says, "In the same way, even though Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has the right to show his anger."
He
It's
has
like,
to.
it's like, and the reason we're bringing this up is because we just finished talking about this place about to be utterly destroyed. if you couldn't correlate it together, you know, this is why we're talking about it, because you know that's the balance. This place is about to be destroyed, and like the elder just said, there's a way out. But if you're not predestinated, you can't even find a goddamn way out. This is the way. Go ahead.
In the same way, even though Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has the right to show his anger and his power,
In the same way, he's showing anger and mercy, bro. The same way. It's a balance.
As the greatest his wrath is, as great as his mercy is. Because the Lord is a perfect balance. It's an abomination to be unjust balance. Man.
What did he say? What did he say? Balance is the law. Never transgress. He said, as you grow in power, your opposer grow as well. So, bro,
And that's proven. That's in nature.
Yeah.
And who created what we see, the so-called ecosystem, the Most High. So his art mimics who he is and how he operates.
Perfection.
Exactly.
Which perfection is balance in itself, because you have to have good and evil. You have to have hot and cold. You have to have up, down, you know, so on and so forth. Everything has to have. The Lord made everything in twos. But not to go on tangent. Go ahead.
It says he is very patient with those on whom his anger falls.
Yeah, so that goes to prove what we just said. The Lord made everything in twos. He has patience on those whose anger fell upon, beginning with the ones that fell from the beginning, beginning with your house side. So the Lord had to have mercy because he gave us the authority at the beginning. You know, beginning with your house side and the angels, Lord's will, we part of the number, the elect. There had to be something for falling away.
Right.
You know, there has to be something, because the reason the world's in the place it's at really is because the house side and us. Adam was not just one man; it was the Adamites. It was us. We saw the sons and daughters, right? Or it's like we saw the daughters of man, you know, and then you know in the Garden of Eden and all that go, you know the story. Well, there had to be something, you know, to balance that out, and that was at the very end though. That's the scale. When you weigh something, it's on two opposite ends.
Yeah.
But to make it a just balance, it has to weigh itself out. So the Lord is as great as his wrath was, is going to be as great as his mercy. But the thing is, really, the things we've been through is not even comparable to what's coming. Because this is the end of the story, and then the new book, the everlasting book, is going to begin, so to say. You know, because it's going to be everlasting kingdom. This is just what we had to go through so that we could start the everlasting book, if you will. You know,
The book of life.
the book of life, and there's only certain names written in there. Go ahead.
It says who are destined for destruction. You know, so he's been patient with this devil and these heathens ruling over us, and Esau having that perpetual hatred toward us and continuously, as you can see, oppressing us. He's been patient. He been suffering too, literally committing to this process, because he put his word, he put his name on
Well,
it.
yeah, he just go read that from the
Read
top
again?
again. Yeah.
Con, yep. Romans 9 and 22 in the NLT. It says, in the same way, even though Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has the right to show his anger and his power, he is very patient with those on whom his anger falls, who are destined for destruction.
Yeah. Not only is that Esau, but that's 2/3.
Mm-hmm.
That's our people. Us, we've been through destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Esau was destined for destruction, but we went through it too. First and foremost, before Esau was judged, we had already been in captivities Before Esau even got his hands on us, we was already getting fucked up. We already went off before Esau got say. Don't blame Esau for your bullshit. Blame yourself. What, Esau was the first captivity we was under? No. Esau was just the end of our captivity. And he used them throughout the empires, really the last empires, Greek, Romans, and what empire came after that? Niggas during the Dark Ages. Ain't no other empire came after that. So read that again, man. This talking about us, man. Esau's a fucking piece of shit. He was made. Don't blame Esau. He's doing what he got to do. Esau's a perfect example of how to be, so to say. Not saying that he's righteous or nothing like that. He's righteous in the wickedness, of course. He's doing his job perfectly. We in the situation we in because of ourselves. Esau didn't have nothing to do with it when we was in the Babylonian Empire. When niggas was going off. When we was in Egypt, when we just left Egypt, and before we went to the King's Highway, don't blame Esau for the reason that niggas is niggas and spicks is spicks. The Lord made us like that. This is just part of the story. Esau is just a character in a movie, man.
Right, that the Lord, as this chapter earlier is expounding on, that the Lord is using as that vessel unto dishonor to display his power.
Exactly.
Just like he hardened Pharaoh's heart, well, he's using Esau to literally display that in the same way he judged
He
Egypt.
lifted him up for a reason.
Yep.
So you got to look at yourself in the movie. Like, where are you in the movie now?
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things. Yeah.
Right.
Not saying you and your personal life. We all, we was all born into, in iniquity, in adultery.
Sure.
But don't blame Esau. Everything Esau's fault.
Right.
Nah, nigga, shit.
Yeah.
It's our fault.
Yeah.
Our people forsook the Lord.
Yeah.
Esau didn't choke us out during the Babylonian Empire, or even the Assyrian Empire, and tell you had to worship his gods. Esau was doing his own thing. Shit. Good. But yeah, I just want to say that because man, certain Jays want to blame Esau for everything.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, Esau just a fucking tool.
Mm-hmm.
He's literally a tool is a sword.
Mm-hmm.
When you beat a sword as a blacksmith, that's you gonna blame the sword for stabbing the nigga, or you gonna blame the nigga for stabbing? Or why did he get stabbed?
Mm-hmm.
The Lord used Esau to stab us.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a tool.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, though.
Yep.
What goes out on that?
Yep, verse 23, it says, he does this to make the riches of his glory shine even brighter on those to whom he shows mercy, who were prepared in advance for glory.
Yeah, man, he's making it shine through his elect. Those are prepared because the rest of our people are going to be destroyed. They're counted as the heathen. They're going to go down with the devil, down with the Moabites. Esau wasn't the only person to rule over us. He was the worst of them, of course. But ultimately, it all comes back to our people forsaking the Lord.
It's going off.
Yeah.
As the scripture said, death entered in, into the world, into us once we went off, So this is the end of the matter.
Yeah. And that's why our people are sheep. They'll follow whoever's in power.
Oh yeah.
And that's why the Lord said these, the lost sheep of Israel. And then say, if you love my sheep, keep my commandments. We got to feed the sheep because these people are lost. They need guidance.
Yeah.
And if we don't guide them, they will follow some bullshit. As we see to this day. So that as we see Babylon imploding on itself and making enemies of everybody, even of Babylon's making enemies of itself. Shit, beating niggas up in the streets of America and then making enemies of all the nations. This shit is done. We ain't got much time in the streets of America. If you can't see it, then Hey,
And it's
like
like-
do like Waka Flocka did. I'm going out with it. And I quote, that's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
On books.
Yes,
I said we only in January, bro.
It's already turned on.
Walk past the camp. Bro, niggas is through, bro.
and again, man, the hell with this world. We only focused on what Yahweh Shem Shai wants us to do.
Let's go.
You know, of course, we got to maintain and do what we got to do in our personal lives to the best of our abilities. Our main priority is to serve Yahweh Shem Shai.
Spirit.
We'll close out on this. Somebody get a seek ye the kingdom of heaven first.
I got you, bro.
Because that's what we worried about. We don't give a damn what you people think, how you feel. You're a Christian? Oh well. Hey, we the ones with the actual understanding of the scriptures, and it's really for your benefit. It might sound harsh or whatever. We trying to guide you back to the Lord at the end of the day. Go ahead out.
Come, this is St. Matthew, chapter 6, in verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High Yahweh in his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto thee.
Yeah, so that's what we've been doing, man. We've been focused on seeking the kingdom of heaven, all right, which is within us, doing better, serving the Lord, and just being obedient at the end of the day, man. And everything else is going to be given unto us in these last days, and then, of course, in the kingdom of heaven. Hey, so repent or die at this time. We not taking no questions. So with that, we're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who rule well. Salutation, much love to the elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Shalom.
Shalom.
If he dies, he
dies. Repent and die, man. I found myself saying that too on camera.